Welcome to this video of the magical place Lago Atitlan, Guatemala. This slice of paradise is a crater lake with several iconic shaped volcanoes right along the old crater rim. We will be showing you the beautiful towns that are around the lake, where every town has their own special traditions and clothing. We will take you along several activities to be done around the lake to give you some ideas for when you get to visit this beautiful area. We have left the jungle area of Flores and the cold mountains of Coban and are en route now to Lake Atitlan. On the way, we sometimes encounter these things, which is truly sad and disheartening, but sadly the culture in many of these countries is to throw away your trash outside. But here we are, the beautiful Lake Atitlan. We are staying in the village of Panajachel, or Panajachel, something. This town is most easily accessible by car, and from here all the boats leave to other villages. Panajachel used to be a touristy center with hippie vibes, and though this town still receives the most visitors on the lake, there isn't much happening anymore. Locals search for food and fish in the water, either to eat themselves or to sell. Panajachel is still very known for paragliding. The wind here is perfect and you can make a beautiful descent over the crater rim and land right here. Time to start exploring some other villages. First off, Santiago Atitlán. This is the most populous town of all the villages around the lake, but doesn't attract much tourism. It is a very colorful, vibrant village with many Maya influences. Right off the boat, we're getting picked up to be brought to Maximon, a Tzutuchil Mayan deity. Maximon can be found in a local normal house that has had the honor of hosting their deity for a year. When visiting, there's not a lot of explanation given, but it sure is an interesting cultural display. Even at 1500 meters, the villages still got hot during the day. Ice cream, please! This is ice cream with a view, though. Lake Atitlan is volcanic in origin. The enormous caldera formed by an eruption 84,000 years ago. Just like Santiago, there are several villages around the lake, all heavily influenced by the Maya. Some of these villages can only be reached by boat, as there is no road going around the whole caldera. Time for a new village, San Pedro de Laguna. San Pedro is now known as the most touristy village and receives many backpackers. We are starting on the quiet side though, with steep uphill streets to find ourselves a viewpoint. This huge lake is located 1500 meters above sea level and is the deepest lake in Central America. The average depth of the lake is 220 meters, but the maximum depth is over 340 meters. This town got popular for its ideal location to hike either a volcano or to hike up to the Indian Nose. Both offer stunning views over the area. As we didn't stay in this town, we sadly didn't get around to doing any of these hikes. We enjoyed San Pedro and the beautiful street art right up until the moment of arriving at the tourist center. Maybe the best thing to do on the lake is to go out kayaking. We went out one morning to see the sunrise from the lake, and the colors right before the sun came up were absolutely mesmerizing. Even though it's a lake and not an ocean, the waves can get pretty big. And while the boys are mountain biking, we are on our way to Reserva Natural Atitlan. This nature reserve has a hike up to a waterfall while going over really cool and scary suspension bridges. Even my dad, with fear of heights, managed his way on them. At the end of the hike, there is a beautiful viewpoint over the lake. If interested, the reserve also has a butterfly garden to stroll around, has many zipline options, and if you get lucky, you get to see these cute coatis. This view is from the village of San Marcos. We walked from Santa Cruz de Laguna to San Marcos de Laguna, but due to robbery concerns, we didn't bring anything with us, hence why we don't have much to show. As of now, this is the hippie center of Lake Atitlan, and it has many vegan restaurants and yoga places. And lastly, the village of Santa Catarina. The population here survives mostly from subsistence agriculture and fishing. We came here to find a natural hot spring and found out that it was a tiny warm flow that already had some guests. Recent upcoming tourism also started a market for souvenirs with tapestries and local clothing. The streets and houses of this village were absolutely stunning and our favorite. Going back in style to our own village. An easy day trip away from Lake Atitlan is Chichicastenango. This is a market village high in the mountains that has a huge local market on Thursdays and Sundays. During these days, thousands of people from all over come to buy all the local goods, from food to clothing. Nowadays, it's becoming more and more popular by tourists. But if you get here early, it will be just you in between all the indigenous people. Though it is completely doable to visit Chichi as a day trip from Lake Atitlan, you can also stay the night. We did this and enjoyed a beautiful sunset over the mountaintops and an early start with the market the next day. The cemetery of Chichicastenango is known as one of the most colorful in the world and also definitely worth a visit. Sadly, it is time for us to leave the magical Lake Atitlan. It's also the last time we are packing the car with the whole family. Our time together is flying by. We hope you enjoyed this video and would love to see you again in Antigua. Love, Luca and Tanya.